I am joined with Amanda Orr from Gold Medallion Property Group, and hopefully I'm going to unveil her big secret to how this lovely lady managed to leave her job, quit her job, and become financially free in 18 months, or less actually. So the million-dollar question on everybody's lips, Amanda, is how the hell can you do that? There are a lot of people out there doing the 9-to-5 grind, driving several hours a day to work and back, and have no way out. Please share with us how you managed to do it.
Okay, sure. Yeah, look, I was one of those people. However, I had it really good. I had a great job. I was working for a prestigious company. I had a fantastic boss, great salary, great working hours, in the city, prestigious corporate flyer, the whole shebang. But it didn't fulfill me, and I just couldn't see myself working for somebody else for my whole life. It just didn't suit me at all. I wanted freedom. I didn't want to switch time for money because you're limited.
Yeah, that's right.
If you do that, you're limited because you only have X amount of hours in a day.
And in a week. And, I guess the whole thing of job, and they say job stands for just over broke. Well, it's kind of true, because you can't ever really create more hours in the day to create more money to earn. So I know, by knowing you, because, I've been fortunate enough to have known you for a while now. We've done a couple of property deals together. So I've seen your entire journey from start to now. And I guess I know that what you really wanted to do, what your true passion was renovation.
That's right.
But I guess, correct me if I'm wrong, the one thing stopping you doing that was that you were stuck. You were in a 9-to-5 rut. You couldn't escape it. And really, let's be honest, it takes time to be able to do it and honour a renovation and do it properly.
That's right.
And which you even defied all the odds by doing it on weekends and after work. I don't know how you survived. You must have been working in excess of, probably 100 or more hours a week, surely.
Yeah, it was. But look, the main thing that I did at the start was I set an intention. I drew a line in the sand and I said, that's it, no more. I wanted to quit my job, and I gave myself 18 months, and that was it. And I know a lot of people would say, oh yeah, I've said that too, but you've got to do it. You've got to actually take action and do what you say you're going to do. So that's the first thing. Now, the second thing, the hardest part, how do we do it? How, right?
Because it's all good and well to say, right, I'm going to leave my job, or I'm going to do something, make something of myself, and but obviously we do need that money to survive and to pay the bills. So
absolutely, got to pay the bills. So what takes it from a pipe dream into fruition? That's the million-dollar question. Well, your strategy. It's all about crafting a plan that suits your circumstance and then following through with that plan. So for me, I wanted to leave my job so that I had the freedom to renovate properly. I had to replace my income. I had to free up the hours in the day that I spent behind that one computer answering phones, tied to my desk. I wanted freedom in place of those hours, but I still wanted the money. So to replace my income.
Why can't I have them both?
I know. But I can, and I have now. So what I did, I did so many different seminars. I do love learning. I educated myself, and that's key. You must educate yourself. I did a fantastic course with Cherie Barber, which I highly recommend. And it gave me the confidence to...
Cherie Barber being the renovation queen.
Yeah. And that gave me some confidence to, that it can be done. But back to the million-dollar question, though. Yeah, that can be done, but I need time to do it, so I need to replace that income.
Sure.
Okay, what else can I do? Cash flow positive properties. Great, okay. Well, that intrigued me. I wanted to know more, so I learned about it, and I studied and I researched, and I found out that you can purchase property in Australia whereby the rent exceeds the cost of the property. So, you have your mortgage, you have your rates, you have your insurances and all the costs. You then get rental that is more than that. So at the end of a week, you have money in your pocket. Net profit, in other words.
So essentially what you're saying is, rather than the old school mentality of purchasing negatively geared property, which actually you have to pay for on a weekly basis.
And therefore you need your job to do so.
Yeah, and the rent may not cover the full amount of the mortgage, for example. In this scenario with positive geared property, the property actually pays for more than the mortgage and some. So
it pays you, basically.
It pays you to have it. There is a mentality out there, though, that, you know, and you know, rightly so, people think, well, hang on a minute, if I'm earning money on that property, surely wouldn't have to pay tax on it. Well, yes, of course you do, but my school of thought, I guess, would be to that question is I would rather be paying taxes on money that I'm earning rather than, you know, not having the money in the first place.
Well, here's the thing, Em. I paid taxes on my income. When I was working my full-time job, I paid tax.
Correct.
But I had to work those hours to pay the tax. I'd rather not work hours and pay tax.
Correct.
You pay tax. Tax and death are the only two, you know, inevitable things in life, right? So why not pay tax the easy way?
So you replace your income,
yes,
with positive gear property. So did you buy? Surely, you know, obviously, a lot of people may be sitting there thinking, well, with the cost of properties going up and up and up and up and up, especially in the major cities such as Melbourne and Sydney, how in the heck is that still possible to afford enough properties to replace your income? But I guess that's where the different strategies come in, because, you know, for example, you were mentioning before when we were having a conversation prior to the hangout, that there are different strategies for rentals. You could have rent per room scenarios, or you could potentially buy lower end properties in more rural towns that are lower cost.
Yeah, look, I mean, when I set my intention, I knew that I'd need to get a loan, and you need a job to get a loan. So I actually once I quit my job, I bought 5 properties in a month. So I maxed out my loan capacity right before quitting, and that took a lot of guts. So a lot of people might have some fear associated with purchasing properties, but, you know, if you take the leap and, you know, you dive headfirst in, as long as you've done research and you are certain that you're making solid choices based on, you know, good evidence, good research, then, you know, you're doing the right thing if it suits your circumstances. And for me, I maxed myself out. I bought as much as I could, as quick as I could.
But obviously having done your research first, so, you know, you're not talking about going out and just buying properties willy-nilly. You've done a lot of research leading up to.
Absolutely. Research is the key foundation to a good property portfolio.
Well, I would absolutely love to sit here and talk to you all day because, I mean, goodness me, where to go from here? There are so many different...
Well, now I've got all this free time, you know.
I was going to say, what are you doing with your time now?
Oh, well, luckily enough for me, I've managed to have the time to start my own business. Gold Medallion Property Group is my new baby. I started that right after I bought the 5 properties and left my job.
Cool.
And now I'm lucky enough to say that I renovate full time and I do property developments, and my company is flourishing and I'm loving every minute of it.
So literally it was the best decision of your life.
Best decision of my life.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, you know, I guess if anybody out there wants to get in contact with Amanda, you said before that you have a Facebook group?
Facebook group, Gold Medallion Property Group.
Great. And so I guess you and I both know it's all about, in this game, collaboration rather than being in competition with, because the more you collaborate and work together, the quicker the results happen. And I think for sustaining momentum, sustaining motivation, and it also provides that support as well too.
And that's what my Facebook page is about too. It's getting a great little community together of like-minded individuals that want to help each other, you know, and grow together, you know, pay it forward, help each other out. There's plenty to go around and live life in abundance. And I think Issa said it on, that was well said, by the way. Thank you.
On the previous hangout that we had with Issa Kanja from Property Rocket, she very much advocates working together and potentially joint venturing in certain scenarios because, like you said,
I do a lot of joint ventures now.
Great. Because a lot of times what one person can bring to the table, somebody else might not be able to bring, but they bring something else in replacement. So it is certainly a really good way to move ahead quite quickly. But unfortunately, that's all we've got time for today.
Okay.
But Amanda will be featuring in one of the up-and-coming episodes of Empower You TV Series 1. So keep an eye out. That will be launching in July. But for now, I hope you have a very prosperous afternoon and look forward to seeing you on the next hangout for
Thanks,
Empower You TV. Bye!
Bye!